In the last episode, our innovation heroes were struggling to find enough users to conduct all the tests they wanted to run in a short amount of time.
It seems that their schedules are really crazy.
If we don't have users, we don't have the tests, we don't have prototypes. That's it.
Luckily, our innovation heroes gathered their courage and convinced 10 target users to clear their calendars. These users came from a variety of teams, an ideal scenario to provide our heroes with a good variety of user feedback.
What's really incredible about this team is just how smooth everything actually went. A lot of times the bottleneck is with getting enough users or identifying the right users or identifying the right problem. And I think what's really interesting about this is that we had a rockstar team who are coming in and getting users signed up way in advance, finding the right people to talk to, and really being able to test with people up front.
In the days leading up to their first user tests, our innovation heroes rapidly built ugly prototypes to test their biggest questions. How should they communicate new accelerators? And how will users navigate their internal catalog and Salesforce to find new accelerators? With 10 users booked on the calendar and a real prototype ready to go, the team is finally starting to feel optimistic about solving their challenge.
So when we came up with our first prototypes, it was really scary. They were really ugly. We weren't sure how people would react to them, but it was really great the amount of feedback and the kind of feedback we got from our internal and external customers about what they're really wanting, specifically around the level of engagement we had with them. We were positive that they wanted more information, more emails, more Slack messages. And what we got back was the complete opposite. And that was a big aha moment of, wow, we really thought about this all wrong. And it was amazing that our first prototype within a week of embarking on this journey showed that.
The team hypothesized there could be some areas of improvement around how they were marketing accelerators, such as the cadence of marketing messages and which channels they should be marketing. What they were not ready for was the surprise their users had in store for them.
Imagine you receive a series of communications that's about the new and updated accelerators each quarter. Which of these channels do you use already to get information? And secondly, if you use all of them, in kind of which order do you prefer them?
Just looking into the email question is good. It doesn't bother for me to receive an email that say, okay, those three accelerators are hot. And Slack is also a great source of information.
Most of the folks that we talked to said to us what we were doing before was correct. That sending an email digest with a list of accelerators released was correct. Posting on Slack, correct.
This realization was a major wake-up call for our heroes. They set out on this journey with prototype thinking to fix how they market accelerators. And now their users were telling them they had no problem with how and when they received these marketing messages. The very problem they set out to fix and had been spinning their wheels on for the last year turns out to be not really a huge problem. This realization confirmed the team's suspicion from the very beginning that the launch plan was not the culprit behind the low utilization of the accelerators.
I think sometimes we conflate a failed launch with, being a problem with the process and not a problem with the product.
Now, for many teams, this can present the end of a project. But for the founders of prototype thinking, this represents the beginning, a chance to start fresh and refocus their energies on what really matters. So instead of wrapping up the project because things were going so smoothly, the innovation heroes took this as an opportunity to re-enter treacherous waters and explore a big unknown: how their users navigate the internal catalog where the Autodesk accelerators are housed.
I have a question on this. So let's say you get the digest email of the new accelerators and it's interesting, but you're busy at the time. And then a month later, you don't remember exactly what the new accelerators are. What would you do a month later to find out to check the new accelerators? Or if you remembered something and you think the customer might be interested, like where would you go look for it? Would you dig up the email or would you look somewhere else?
No, I'll definitely go to the accelerator catalog to find out or to list what are the accelerator available, which is tied with the specific business need of the customer. This is the first place I'll go. Honestly, getting a notification on the new accelerator and updated accelerator, I'll definitely give a 9 out of 10.
So what we would find is they would typically go to the catalog, and the reason was it was easier to search. They could go through in a different order. They could see the full asset structure. They could look at the PowerPoint and see previews of that. If you search for a specific product, it would bring up other products with a similar but different name. So that was another insight we learned, that was we need to improve the way we tag things and the searchability of the items that are in that catalog.
I think one of the biggest insights from a launch perspective that we gathered from this process was that the communications are all well and good, but people keep themselves aware of what's in the catalog when they need it, when a customer comes to them, which is why we walked out of this process with a whole boatload of insights and requirements about the way to structure our internal catalog, which is super, super beneficial and awesome. And it was sort of this light bulb moment for all of us where we were like, oh yeah, getting an email or a Slack post is interesting to me, but until my customers actually ask me for something, that's when I go to the catalog and search to see what products we have to provide a service to them.
Now, some of their users frequent the catalog, specifically the designated support specialists. But their other target users, the customer success managers, actually spend most of their time inside Salesforce. So our innovation heroes set out to understand how their users behave in Salesforce and how they can capture their attention with the news of freshly launched accelerators.
So let's put you in the context that now we have several accelerators being launched. And if you had a way to know in Salesforce that you have something for your customer that is new, would this be relevant, useful?
So I would say in a dream world, to wave a magic wand, I'm sure this would be incredibly difficult in Salesforce, but essentially CSMs are working out of customer planning only in Salesforce. That's kind of where we're living now. And in the success plan module, we have what we call adopt actions, and every adopt action would have products tied to it. If somehow we could pull from those tags and be like, would any of these accelerators be relevant, and have it be like a pop-up or some sort of notification that's like, hey, have you thought about this? The tool could propose accelerators based off of like the products that are tagged to it. That might be cool.
You are in Salesforce and you receive a notification.
Okay, that a new accelerator is available. Okay. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. It's like a proactive versus you having to go do a search and run a search in the accelerator catalog to kind of find that link. This kind of just takes that step for you, at least initially, and then all you have to do is just dig into it to qualify that it really does align with what we think could be a fit. So I like that a lot.
What would be mind-blowing to me is if there was some sort of automation that said, hey, you've run BIM 360 design accelerators before for this customer. It looks like they went through levels 1 through 5. We've got an updated number 6. Have you considered bringing number 6 to the customer? I think that would be as close to a 10 as I could expect.
When we're building a product or service, we're always looking for a magic moment. A magic moment is an eyes light up experience, and it can be just a few seconds. It's when we're creating something that is viscerally impacting our customer. We're giving them this sensation that it's never been done before. This is so amazing, and they're more than likely going to spread it word of mouth.
One of the magic moments was having the information available in Salesforce. That was definitely a big thing for the different team members that I talked to, that if they were able to see this information right within Salesforce, that would be huge for them. That was essentially where they are all day, every day, and where they need to be seeing that information.
Prior to prototype thinking, our innovation heroes were more accustomed to a waterfall method of building. Make a plan, execute, launch, see results. But with prototype thinking, they learned that they can rapidly prototype in front of users and get concrete data on the spot.
My favorite prototype thinking concept is this idea of rapid change while you're user testing. So instead of collecting all this feedback and then waiting until you're done with the user test to incorporate that into your prototype, you do it on the spot. That really changed a lot of people's minds and really changed their experience with the prototypes. And again, really confirmed, yes, this is what I want. No, this is what I don't want. And really gave us that, in the moment feedback that we really craved.
I think I learned a lot from the tests, from the things that you don't expect. The users, they are very sincere and they go deep. Sometimes they even give you ideas that you don't even think about it. Just with some rough prototypes in front of them, their imagination goes over and over.
Over the course of 8 weeks, our innovation heroes made a whopping 40 to 60 changes to their original prototype. Each time they iterated their prototype, our innovation heroes inched their way towards higher confidence. Now, armed with an abundance of concrete data on their users and what they need, our team is ready to pan for gold. In episode 4, they sort through their data to find the best path forward to increase the usage of their accelerators. See you in the next episode.